and I don't have really any interest to work as a lawyer, even though I know I can really do good, because law is about a lawyer is somebody he knew how to use the law for your benefit. And a person who always debate and he is successful in debate, he can use the same method he do. It's about debating. You want to convince the audience, but the different way. Like in what we do here, we got a person busted. There you have to convince them, not bust them, because if you try that, you will lose. So like in USA, they have a jury, they have the judge, so you have to convince those people that you are right. And that is not really hard for someone. He have good intelligence and he have the skills, he can do it. But as somebody said in the chat, you have to lie. And this is one of the things about this job is very evil, that even that the person who you are defending, he is a criminal, he deserves to go and be maybe executed, then you take the job just to make money and you defend him and you try your best to get him out. Right? I can be a great teacher aside the job. Well, what we are doing here, aren't we teaching? You were part of any combat mission. I don't talk about those things. Don't go too much personal. That will not help you anyway. I will give you an example. You remember last time a Muslim, I was showing him this hadith. We cannot find it here. If you remember, the Abdul supposedly is smart. So I was saying that the goat, she went inside the bedroom of Muhammad, and what she did, she flipped the pillow, she flipped Muhammad, she flipped the pillow, and she ate the Quran. The Abdul supposedly he wanna get me busted. He said this doesn't say pillow. The Quran was under the bed. The Quran was under the bed. So he thought he is making a good point now, and he thought that he got me busted. It doesn't say that, CP. So I said, oh, okay, sorry. So are you saying that your prophet used to sit on the Quran? You remember? This is exactly what can happen in the court. You have two people, one of them is trying to put your guy down, and the other one trying to defend. So if you are the one who is trying to defend, you listen carefully for your opponent is saying, and you, if you are fast, you can use it against him. So he thought he got me busted, and he called me kadhab, which means a liar. And then I said, are you saying your prophet used to sit in the Quran? Suddenly he didn't want to talk about it no more. This is how debate is, is you listen carefully and you being fast and you reuse the information you just receive from the person in front of you against him. This is why the Muslim will not debate me. They debate Christians who they write their debate in a computer, like you will see David Wood and Mimi Hijab, they are debating. Mimi Hijab is not really, he have little paper in his hand, he have point he want to speak about, and David Wood, he have a Microsoft Word, he's reading. The other person, he let the first David Wood say whatever he want, and then all what he said he just avoid as if he heard nothing. Allah have body part who said so. The first person, which is David Wood in this case, because he's not a good lawyer, instead of counterfeit the person, or like, confront the person, he let it go too. He just made fun of you. He just wasted all the time you did read. Everything you did read is gone with the wind. And instead of forcing the conversation and be consistent, because he have to go by what he wrote. They are not debaters. A debater is somebody, he have knowledge, he do not need Microsoft Word. I can use that if I wanna find reference fast. Let us say I know I will need this reference in my debate, so I need the number, I need the page number. No problem, you can put those in front of you. But the whole debate is written already a month ago. Introduction, presentation, 10 minutes for you, 10 minutes for me. This is not a debate. And this is where a Muslim, he can do a good job, and a Christian, he cannot. Because the Muslim already, especially, he knew what you are going to say. He knew. Especially they are choosing the topic. It's not like open debate. We want to debate about Trinity. All the Muslims, they want to debate about Trinity. And all the Christians, they fall into the trap of Muslims. When a Muslim, he's trying to say to you, I want to debate about Trinity, he's trying to say to you, don't debate me about my religion. So just to make it you under the attack. No, anyone can do what I can do. Simply just don't do this silly 10-minute debate thing. It's an open conversation. This is rule number 1. Number 2, listen carefully what the Abdul is saying. Use it against him. And for sure, I cannot make you smart if you are not. I cannot make you fast if you are not. To be able to debate, you have to be very fast. To take what he just throw at you and to use it. In the same time, forget about being nice and what they call polite. You see, many Christians, when they go and debate, they think they are going to debate a person who, they speak of respect, and this is like a professional. As you see, it's a mockery. So while the Muslims were laughing at David Wood, making mockery of him, in fact, that Muhammad Hijab was the idiot. He was given everything wrong. All the answers he said, it's absolutely false, and they are laughable. But because this is a religion of mockery, and David Wood did not do a good job to return the mockery back, he was just acting professional, supposedly, which is, not the right thing to do. So everybody took it as Mimi Hijab, he won the debate. I mean, look, the Muslims are laughing. No Christian is laughing, So the mockery is one of their ways to bully. It's a bully religion. So you need to be ready for the bully. You are not debating. You are talking to a bully. And this is why Mimi Hijab, when I spoke to him, he don't dare to debate me. So he prepared audios. Supposedly those audios will be embarrassment for me. Cut, hang up. Did you say that? Hang up. Did you say that? He don't dare to have a conversation because he was so worried that the conversation would lead into a disaster. Why Jesus saying he will be betrayed if his job was to come here to put in the cross? First of all, my friend, who said to you that this is the job of Jesus? What do you mean this is his job? His job? People, they say very weird stuff, showing their ignorance. Jesus does not have a job to do. He have love to accomplish. So for God, he loved the world, he sent his only begotten Son. So Jesus, because of love, he came, not because he have to, and because he have a job to do. Secondly, who is the stupid, he said to you, that Jesus came from heaven so they can hang him in the cross? Where you get this idea from? If Jesus, knowing the future, because he is God, he knew that they will crucify him, and if the crucifixion is the future, and Jesus is willing to all what is going to take in order to save us. So when Jesus, he say that somebody will betray him, that be part of him being God. He knew the future. Not because of the betray he will be crucified. The crucifixion is going to happen because he saw it already happening. He saw the future. He's God. So the betrayal is a prediction of Jesus, additional proof about who is Jesus, because how he can know? How he know even who will deny him before the morning? He knew every one of them what he would do. So that is additional proof of Jesus being God. And the reason Jesus, he told them, is just to show them, I know everything. I see everything. Nobody can hide anything from me. The crucifixion or the cross was a future event, and Jesus did not come to the earth seeking the cross. This is not what the Bible teach. Jesus, he came to the earth, and yet he knew that they will crucify him. Okay. Easy, guys, easy in the comment. And here actually, as long this Muslim is asking question about this, as long Allah, he knew that the Jews will kill Jesus, or they want to kill Jesus, and he knew that the Bible is going to be corrupt as the Muslim they claim. So what the point of sending Jesus? Can you tell us? The same logic he used, I'm using it for you. What is the point? What is the point of Allah sending 124,000 messenger, and yet none of them, except Muhammad, exception Muhammad, Mr. Muhammad, all of them, they will be lost, right? So what the point? Don't he knew? Now fix it. All right? And this is how you see that the Muslims always, when they try to come with an excuse or logic, that logic is against their own, but they don't know, they don't think. I never saw a Muslim really think about what he is saying. They like to throw rocks, but the second you start looking at their rocks, you will notice that their books is against their logic, very much against their logic. Let's see. And maybe this guy is Somalia or Somalia, whatever his name. Maybe one day he will have the courage to call, so we can listen to him and see what he's trying, because I see his chat many times, and I feel sorry for this person. Obviously, he is very much confused, as the rest of them. Before you, as a Muslim, speak of something, think about it for your religion first, and then you will see how funny it is. Immediately, you will notice it is really funny, it's very silly, what you just said. Like, when he did quote this Somalia, he quote John 11:48. They said that if we let him do what he is doing, he is making a lot of miracles. Everybody will believe in him, and the Roman will come and they will destroy our temple or the way the society is built. So the priest of the Jews, they have a worry of they are losing their position, for the Messiah is doing things they cannot explain and they cannot stop. Anyway, Somalia. Again, you are saying again silly stuff. I will put your comment in the screen so we can laugh. So there is historic fact that Jesus was crucified, but yet it's not him. That is even making you more stupid like your prophet. Because if the historic fact saying Jesus was crucified, so how they are historic fact and it's not him? I mean, who is the stupid here? You say historic and you say fact, and then you say it's not him. I like it when Muslims they say facts. Stupidity is amazing. If it's a fact, then it's a fact. It's not maybe. It's not. So either it happened or it did not happen. And Somalia, just to show everybody how Islam is stupid. If Jesus was not crucified, is that going to make him not God anyway? That actually will make the Christian worship him more. Why? Because, I mean, nobody can kill this guy. Isn't you Muslim who says that how God died? So why the Christian will not adopt your story, which is going to help them better to fight your claims, and that's it, Jesus is the living God? You see how silly? So actually Islam and Quran confirm more that Jesus must be God and nobody can kill him. Nobody can kill Jesus according to the Quran. You cannot kill Jesus. Good luck. So when a Muhammadan he come with such a story and supposed he is being smart, this story is an improvement of their stupidity for our benefit. Because you just told me that Jesus is not like Muhammad. Muhammad was killed by poison, rat poison. All the prophets were killed and died. Except Jesus, nobody can touch him. So that is even for the benefit of the Christians, is not against them, for that will make Jesus untouchable. Even Shaitan, he could not touch him. So you need to ask yourself, why? Why Shaitan, he touched Muhammad, but he cannot touch Jesus? Why? There must be a reason. Anyway, it's good to see Muslim comments, so you learn how to get them busted with their own stupid words. Because listen here carefully, Allah he made someone look like Jesus. That's mean the Christian and everybody who witnessed the cross, they saw Jesus. You see the Quran, it doesn't say that it was not Jesus as appearance. The Quran confirmed that we Christian, we saw Jesus by person, by the look on the cross. That's mean the Bible is true. Why? Because if you ask me, did you see Jesus? I say yes. How I can confirm that? The Quran confirmed it too. But it was made to appear to them. You ask the Muslim who made it appear, they will say Allah. Thank you very much. So Allah he made someone look like Jesus exactly to be in the cross. So where is the intelligence of Allah? Because you did not save Jesus now. You made them believe that Jesus died in the cross. So what the point? And here you need to ask yourself, if you are a Muhammadan, when Allah he saved Jesus, can't he save him without making someone look like him? What is the point? To be a deceiver, to be a liar? Isn't it against the nature of God to be a fraud? So now what happened? The Christians, they believe that Jesus was crucified based on the Islamic story, but Allah lied to them, and then he waited 600 years to send somebody to say it was not Jesus. 600 years. Shouldn't Allah send Muhammad a year after to tell them this is not Jesus? And what's the point of sending Jesus anyway? So Islam is like a stupid, silly joke. It's like a teenage trying to bring a logic he have. You know, you ask him why you have a pimple in his face. He says, which face? He says, your face, you have a pimple there. He looked at the mirror, he didn't see it. He said, where? I mean, the pimple is like this. It's like a fig, you know, a fruit in your face. You don't see it. This is a Muslim. He have a pimple in his face. He have a hump in his back. He have an, you know, a defect in his intelligence. And then he tried to be smart, coming to you with things will sponsor you to believe in Jesus more. Because all what they are saying to us, that nobody can touch Jesus, nobody can kill Jesus, and Jesus is alive and Muhammad is dead. Thank you very much. So you did not make me not to believe in Jesus now. You made me believe that Jesus is the most important person in the universe. How come Allah did not save Muhammad? Muhammad died by poison. Why Allah want to save Jesus, but he is not interested to save the Muslim they claim he is the most beloved person to Allah? They can't answer. So the Muslim logic is no logic. It's just a stupid statement. They throw it at you, hoping that you are ignorant. You do not know how to use it against them. But Islam is always stupid, and Islam always speaks against itself. This guy reminded me, once I was sitting with two Egyptians, and they are Muslims. One is like a little bit older, and the other one is younger. The young one, he never spoke to me before. The older one, we did speak about religion, and he knew he is no match. So the young one, he said to me, you know, the Muslims, when they see somebody is an Arab and he's a Christian, they get, you know, they get in the boring stage. So he said to me, but don't you think, I have a question really, you know? And the old one, he says to him, don't go there. Don't go. Don't, let us eat, you know. So he insisted. I said, it's okay. And even he hit him in his foot, you know. He hit him at the table. He says, don't, you know, I saw his moving his. So he asked me, well, if Jesus is the son of the Father, how come shouldn't the Father save him from the cross? So now the Muslim, he is like thinking about it deeply, and he hit me supposedly now. If he is the son of his Father, which is God, shouldn't his Father save him? I said, that's wonderful. That's a good question, actually. Thank you. But if what makes Jesus the son of his Father, God, is saving him, well, he must be then the son of God in Islam. Because in Islam, his father saved him. The guy suddenly, like you should see his face. And the other guy, he said to him, see, I told you, answer him. Go ahead. Go ahead, answer him. Go ahead. And then there is Egyptian. He said, no, I did not mean. I said, what do you mean? You said, if he is the son of his father, which is God, then shouldn't his father save him? Therefore, if he did not save him, obviously Jesus is not God. You said that. Well, in Islam, Jesus was saved, so he must be then the son. So do you see how silly this cult is? They bring, this is why I'm saying about debating. Use what they throw at you, not what you have. Keep what you have to add it later. But use what they throw at you, because Muslims, they are like somebody is drunk. They don't know what they are saying. They just throw things, and then you take them and you send them back. Send their junk back to them. Yeah, you should see the older person. He says, see, I told you. He go answer him. Go answer him. Now don't change topic. Answer him. Like you think that the other Muslim, he's taking the side, my side, but in fact he was upset because he warned him. He told him, don't go there, because this guy, the older guy, before he spoke to me too, and he was smashed in 2 seconds. So he was upset that this person did not take his advice. But as you see here, the text in front of us proving that the Bible is true. So when the Christians, when the Jews, they say we saw Jesus in the cross, the Quran confirmed that. Anytime a Muslim he try to argue with you about Jesus being in the cross, show him this verse, he will, he will be in trouble. Chapter 4, verse number 157. For this verse confirm that we Christians, we saw Jesus on the cross. If it is not him, that is not our fault. That's mean Allah is a liar. He lied to us. It's not us who is lying. It is Allah is the liar. Let us see. People speaking to a person, his name is what? Kick, whatever his name, Bluster, whatever. I don't see his comment. We will see. Actually, I don't know if you can make an admin here in this chat. Do we still have our admins? The one is hired from before. They can be active in this chat. I don't see any of my admins there. Where is the admins? Let us see. Is the admins option still working there? Look like we have 0 of my admins in the chat. We have Carolina. Okay. Yeah, in this program here, you don't see the admins. It doesn't show them like in different way. Yeah. It says favorite. Okay, favorite. But what favorite mean? Does it appear as a pin? No. Yeah, it look like you have still. You have to use YouTube options to make things work better. Oh. Where is the chat? All comments. Okay. Always use Muslim attack to expose Islam. Always. One of you, he said, if I'm willing to debate like Arab, they are welcome, no problem. But you have to have patience in case we have an Arab person and he's calling, because if the conversation in Arabic, it might be boring for you, but it can be useful for other channels who they can later add, subtitle. Can you expose Hawkes of Canada and all news channels who's talking about against Catholic Church mass murder children's? Yeah, there is no such a thing about mass murder or anything. But I don't blame those news. You have a Pope who's an idiot. He keep apologizing. For what? And even if somebody did something wrong, you see, church is people. Church is not a Christ. When we say church, there's a priest, there's people. So this is a school. They have administration, and they have people who they are civilian working in the school. So even if there is something wrong, what does this have to do with the Christianity? I don't like those people who keep apologizing because they look stupid for me. At least, if you are the one who did that, you can apologize if you did something wrong. But you did not do it, and you were not there, and you were not exist at that time. So you apologize from what? Like like there's some practice in liberal area. They go to a school and they ask white children, to apologize for black children. This is the most stupid thing ever. It's not only not right, it's humiliating, it is disgusting, and it's teaching racism. I mean, shouldn't we put the past in our back, and that's it, we learn from it? Those children today, what they have to do with the one who did slavery? He will apologize for what exactly? But stupidity, what you can say. And what about, you can ask the black people to apologize for enslaving white people. Isn't it the African, the Egyptian, they enslave all the Israeli, the whole nation? I mean, they enslave. So who said that always white people, they are the one who enslave black people? That's not true. In fact, all the slaves who they captured and sold to the white man, they've been captured by African in Africa, then they give them to the white Arab man in North Africa, and then the Arab man, he sold them to the white European man. So it was African capturing African, selling African. So who is involving in this thing is everybody, including the black people. But we are in a time where everything is politically correct. And the Roman, they used to have white slaves, black slaves, barbaric, Asian. They have all kinds of slaves. Slavery is not about a race. And this is what they try to do. They try to make it's about the black one. The black one were a slave. This is absolutely false. If you go to Mauritania, there's not a single white person there. More than 70% of the population until now, they are considered as slaves. Go check it out, Mauritania. No, this is not last year, 10 years. Now, it is the land of slavery. And who is enslaving who? African enslaving African. But in a time where everybody is being politically correct and nobody want to use his brain, things work. Somalia, don't you know that the Lord, he will come with the glory of his angels, and he will say, bring those who did not believe and slay them? This is what the Muslim like, by the way. Muslim, they don't like Jesus, the loving, the giving, the merciful. They like Jesus when he come back. But then when Jesus come back, you are going to be the first one to pay the price, for you rejected him. So the Messiah, he will order his angels and he will say, bring them those who refused me and slay them, which means he will send you to hell. So get ready for that. Exactly, Andrew. And you know, we know that the Bible says that in Jesus there is no free, there is no slave, there's no Greek, there's no Hebrew, right? For all is one in Jesus Christ. Amen. So in Christianity does not believe in slavery. Christianity believe that whoever believe in Jesus is a child of God. There's no Hebrew, there's no Greek. When this statement is written, like a Roman citizen is the highest. Hebrew, they think they are the highest. They are the children of God. They are the chosen one. What the Bible confirms, that neither the Hebrew, neither the Greek is different from someone he is a free or a slave. For all is one. That is the teaching of Christ. Is Malik al-Malik Jesus or Dajjal in Islam? Well, you know, according to Muhammad, this person is a false person, the one who call himself the Malik al-Mulk. But we know that this is what Jesus, he himself, is considered the King of Kings. And you will notice that Muhammad, he himself claimed that Allah himself is the King of Kings. So simply Islam trying to replace Jesus. Muhammad, he replaced Jesus, and Allah, so Muhammad, he replaced, let us say, Jesus on earth. Allah, he replaced Jesus in heaven. This is the purpose of Islam. This is why he said, Muhammad, that when Islam came to erase, and he came to erase Christianity and Judaism. Here you see that Allah, he said, I am God. By the way, translation is false. It says I am Allah. There is no God except I. Translation again is not correct. The Master of Kings, King of Kings. So you will see here Muhammad is trying to copy. Why we have this comment? I think I click in the chat and by mistake this comment appear in the chat, in the screen. So here Allah, Aga Muhammad, trying to take the place of Jesus, as you see. You know, I remember once we were talking about slave. I saw a video of a Muslim speaking in the city hall. They have a city hall meeting in the video, and the guy, he says, in this hall, the one who the founder of USA, they used to own slaves, and all those white American, they are shaking their head. Yeah, how bad. And the Muslim is schooling them about how in this hall, the one who built this building, they used to own slaves. Can you believe it? And the white American, they say, yeah. Nobody want to say to him, did your prophet own slaves? Did your prophet teach to rape slaves? Did your prophet beat slaves? Did your prophet kidnap free people and make them slave? So a Muslim is schooling a bunch of idiots in the time of political correctness, and nobody will ask him a simple question. You as a Muslim, as long you are against slavery, and he mentioned his prophet name, like the prophet is against slavery. Why none of them ask him, did your prophet own slaves? How many? I have a list of no less than maybe 70, 80 slaves Muhammad he owned. Those are the ones they knew their names. We do not know about the rest. There is some that did not even go into the record. And this is something you need always to learn that if you want to really do something right, never be politically correct. Never. The second you start involving in politically correct, you are the same as the rest. You are a fraud. Do we have any Muslim here? Have any question? And by the way, slavery until now it still exists. I mean, slavery in the old form and slavery in the previous form, in the new form. But Islam teach that the Muslims are the best of mankind, and the Muslims is the one who will bring non-Muslims and the chain around their neck like dogs. Do you see it? This is what Muhammad said. They are the best of mankind, and that's telling you that Muslim they think of themselves as a supreme. This is why a Muslim he speak always he think he is a supreme person, even if he is living in a country don't even have electricity, the street is dirty, he did not take a shower for a year, and yet he speak about himself as he is a supreme. Why? Because this is what Islam teach. Islam teaching you to believe that you are the best of mankind, and not only you are the best for the benefit of mankind. You think the word benefit, you think the benefit they will do something good, they will make electricity, they will, they will benefit. It says benefit in front of our eyes. But in fact, the word benefit speaking about the Muslims, how they benefit mankind by enslaving them. You go in Afghanistan, you find people selling their babies. It's for sale. Until now, Muslim they practice buying, even Muslim they buy Muslims. Any Muhammadan have an objection? What is the difference between slavery and the fact that we West forces children and women to work for a penny in harmful mine, in Africa and Asia? Yeah, there's many forms of slavery. When you are poor, you see, I will tell you about slavery, which is you never saw it as a slavery. When you are poor and you are trying to find a job, is it true that an idiot, they will call him a manager, he will give you orders? Listen, you are free, you can leave. There is no chain in your neck, there is no chain in your hands. But the reality is you are a slave. You cannot just leave. So an idiot, you don't even like to say hello to him. He control your life. He give you orders, and you have to obey. So slavery always coming from the point of you have no control in reality around you. The more you have control, the more, let us say, you can call yourself a free. But even the one, let us say, he have money, still he is not really free. Can I say anything against YouTube? You know what I mean? Like one of you, he asked me to speak about, you know, a vaccine. I said I cannot. I made one comment in YouTube about the vaccine. They give me a strike. And actually, I was making fun of Islam. I was talking about the vaccine. They said sharing wrong information, medical information. Sharing wrong medical information. I was sharing what Muhammad saying. I said what Muhammad said. If you live in the Middle East, how free you are, how a free man, how a free woman you are. You cannot, you know, everybody is controlling the life of everybody, somebody else. Government control you, society control you, culture control you, and if you try to go out of their line, not your line, you are dead. Let's see. And then there's other form of slavery. You will see a guy, he is 6 foot tall, he looks so strong, physically fit, and then his wife, she is giving him order to wash dishes. That is a slavery. You did it voluntarily. Good, have a good time. I mean, the guy was free and he is like, okay. And then he get married. Where are you going? Well, you are late. And it can be the same for the women too. If the man is in control, you know, he tried to enslave women. So, you know, like freedom is something you stand for, you fight for, and everybody have to know his limit and where he should stop and where, what is the right, you know, how much you know, you think you can control other person. So they, you know, like we are in a time where they try to control you, what medicine you have to take, what you can wear, what you cannot wear. I mean, crazy stuff. But it's up to you to resist or to accept. How are you doing, AP? Who is AP? Apostate prophet? I'm not apostate prophet. That is a slavery in the name of love. Oh, really? When you get married, this is slavery in the name of love? Okay, that's good. That's a good one. No, you see, slavery can happen that if one of, like people get married, right? And they don't know their limit. And that's why usually people, they fail in their relationship because they think when they marry you, they own you. This is what they think. The male or the female. It can be sometimes both of them, they have the same mentality. It can be the male, it can be the female. So when a human being, he don't understand that he don't own the person, then we have a form of slavery. He tried to enslave you. This is what they do in the Middle East. In the Middle East, when a man, he marry a woman, he own her. He control her life. She is just a property and she is just, you know, she doesn't exist. I mean, she is, where are you going? What do you do? This, do that, etc. And she have to obey. Even if he's an idiot. And this is because, this is why the Qur'an says that men in charge of women, and what they do, this is why even the man, he can beat his wife in chapter 4 verse number 34, if you remember. النساء قوامون على النساء الرجال قوامون على النساء. You remember this verse? So men are in charge, and because they are in charge, They're in charge of everything. Why? Because they spend money. You remember I told you, like, when you are limited with your income, how people they can enslave you. This is a form in Islam, because you are limited, or you are a female, you don't have an income, you cannot make living by yourself. A man, he spend money on you, so that make you like a hooker. So he spend money on you. Because of that, he have authority over you, and he have the right even to beat you. Islam marriage is a form of protect women. Protect women from who? From the one who you see, if Islam protect women, isn't it this verse in the front of us says beat them? And look, the Muslim, they add the word lightly. Lightly? What a joke. Nowhere it says lightly. The hadith says a Muslim woman, her husband did beat her until her skin became greener than her clothes. So the women in protection for women from who? It's like the mafia. The mafia, they protect you, but if you don't pay them, they kill you. So can I say Islam is protecting women from men when the men are the one who is harming them? The husband, he is the first one to harm them. This is a story of a woman. Her husband did beat her until her skin became greener than her clothing. And Aisha, she said, there's no, I never saw a believing woman, she is not suffering. No one is suffering as much as a believing woman. And you see, this is the reference. This is an authentic story. If Islam protect women, then Islam will not make a woman a sex object. Well, the word dowry is coming from the Jewish practice, not Islamic. However, the Muslims, when they give you a dowry, he marry you, and they will give you, let's say $3,000. You buy furniture, you buy chairs, you buy table, you buy bed, but then when he divorces you, he kick you out. You don't own the house. What those furniture would do to you? What dowry? What is your dowry? Where is your money? Do you take part of his money? No. Do you inherit anything? No. The only time you inherit him if he died, and if he has a children, you inherit 1 to 5, 1 to 6, sorry. Depend in the sect. Like if you go to the inheritance, you will see how little the inheritance of a female wife. Depend of how many children he have, and how many of them they are boys. Then she will find herself she inherit nothing. In some Islamic sect, they say she inherit 8%, or the eighth of the money. But how you can give her, and what you will give her, because you have to take first the boys, the inheritance, the daughters, the inheritance, and even his mother and his father, they are alive. And if you have boys, this is, they call him al-warith al-hajib, the one who like forbid other people to inherit. But a woman, she will inherit nothing, even if the husband he die. And if you are not a Muslim woman, you inherit nothing. If you are not a Muslim woman, you inherit nothing. And what if you have the husband, he have 4 wives? What is the end will be? 4 wives, 60 kids. So just you imagine, you will end bankrupt. This is in the case he died. This is in your lucky time. But in the case of divorce, you got nothing at all anyway. I remember a Bedouin friend of mine. He was with me in school. He did not come to the school for a few days. So I asked him, where you been? You know, I saw him in the street. He says, well, my dad, you know, after whatever years, he divorced my mother. And we are trying to find her a place to stay. And when they get married, they sign a contract that there's a final payment he have to pay when he divorced her. And that final payment wasn't enough to buy a TV. Because when they signed the contract, you know, there's inflation, right, in foreign currency. So let's say he said $10,000, you know, at that time, 25, 30 years ago, something like that. 30 years after, the $10,000 cannot even buy, and we are talking about the currency they are using, it cannot buy even a TV. So this woman, she spent her life serving this man, cooking, cleaning, doing laundry, and then she became old, and now he want to marry a new girl, brand new, young. He have the money, you know, yeah. And you know, it's enough to know that a Muslim, he can marry more than one wife. He can marry up to 4, and there's no limit how many he can marry or remarry. To know that Islam does not protect women, because if Islam doesn't protect women, why a man he will keep looking for more females? I think what Islamic leaders say and what is written in Qur'an differ so greatly. I'm living in Asia but highly Western mind. Okay. No, the Muslim scholar didn't see too much different from the Quran. But if you are talking about YouTubers who are trying to deceive you, this is different. But if you go to Islamic authentic books, you will see they say to you exactly what it is. The man, he can beat his wife. A man should not be questioned for why he is even beating his wife. Why a man is beating his wife, it's not allowed. And if you go to real Islamic sheikhs, they will say, yes, it is, this is how it is. But you know, like those who go on TV and YouTube, they are trying to promote Islam, speaking to Western. But if you go live in the Middle East, speaking Arabic, you will see that this is what they teach. And this is what their prophet said. And this is what the caliphate they practice. Read it. The prophet said, no man should be asked or shall be asked the reason for beating his wife. Do you see it? This is what really it says, and this is what Islam is about. A man, he cannot be questioned why he is beating his wife. As simple as that. And still there is somebody will say this is not really what Islam teach. I mean, this is their prophet. This is not opinion of somebody, a scholar, or this is what they call him, a prophet. He is the one is saying that a man will not be questioned why he is beat, which means you beat her for any reason you want. Nobody can question you, even the police. If a Muslim woman, she live in a Middle Eastern country, the police, they knew that the prophet said no man should be asked why, the reason he's beating his wife. So you have a license to beat you, and nobody can dare to question why you are beating, because Muhammad says so. Then what they will say to you, they will say this is not the teaching of Islam. This is what they do. They try, when you show, you say the man in Islam, he's allowed to beat your wife. He says no, this is not the teaching of Prophet Muhammad. But this is in the Quran, chapter 4, verse 34. And as you see the hadith in front of you. Uh, I mean, like even the law of inheritance is very weird and very stupid. If you like, you can inherit the 25%, but you ask yourself, what is 25%, and what if the husband he have 4 wives? That means that 25% is going to be divided to 4. If the man he have no children and he have 4 wives, the wife she inherit 25%. What if they are 4? We will divide the 25. The 4 wives, they can get 25 each if the guy he have no parents, he have nobody to inherit at all. Very funny religion, you know. And if the woman she have a child, if the guy he have a child, just one, the woman she will take 1 to 8. Very, very weird religion. Muhammad, he had 13 wives. What they will inherit? And this is Muhammad the thief himself. Yeah, can the women have 4 husbands? You see, the Muslim, they say the reason a woman she cannot have 4 husbands because we need to know who is the father. But these days it's very easy. You can go and you can do a DNA test and you can find who is the father. What a big deal. By the way, women before Islam, Arab women before Islam, they used to have many husbands. 7, 8, 9, 10. And when she gave birth, she chose the father, and nobody say no. So let us say she slept with 9 husbands, literally 9 husbands, and then she delivered a child. She chose who is really the father. It's up to her. So you know, before Islam, the Arab woman, she was really in control of her life, and she controlled the men. You remember that Khadija, she was the boss of Muhammad, and Muhammad used to work for her. What happened? Islam came and Muhammad became a burqa woman. She is in a box. Before, just a few years ago, Khadija was the boss. We have many queens. They rule in the Middle East. Women, they were rulers, queens. What happened? Yeah, if you have my book 6 on Allah, my books, you will see. I will show you the reference there. How women, they used to have. Not only that, the Arab, they use. Let us say you want to have a noble child. I mean, it's really, their life is really a very open sexual life. So if you want to have a noble child and you are not noble, what do? You take your wife to a noble man and you ask him to sleep with her. She stay there until she's going to give birth to a child, until you are sure that, you know, she have a baby. Then you take your wife back. So the guy, the nobleman, is doing you a favor. So this is what the Arab used to do before Islam. And this is why when the Muslims, they speak about Muhammad, and he is the son of who? I mean, this is a society is messed up. Nobody knows who is son of who. You can be called the son of Abdullah, but your father is not Abdullah. Or actually they do, there is something they use to exchange wives. So you take my wife, I take your wife, you are bored. And this is something the Muslim after Islam, they kept from the previous practice of the Arab. It's called in Arabic isti'aratul furuj. Isti'arat al-furuj means borrowing a vagina. So you have, let's say, a slave. You have a female in your house. You sleep with her. You can ask your neighbor to exchange this vagina. They don't even call it a woman. And guess what? I found it. I'm trying to search for the reference. I found in a government website, Muslim government website, but it's a PDF, so I cannot use Google Translation. I need to find something else. That was funny. I don't know if we can search, show this one. This is a new challenge now. We need to use Google here. Well, I will give you the link, and what you need to do, you will see the page in Arabic. You can click in it and translate to English. Use Google browser, and you will see it says in the beginning, if a woman, she allow her slave, she made her slave lawful to her husband. A woman, she made her slave, she owned a slave, so she have a slave, she owned a slave, and she asked her slave to sleep with her husband. She ordered her. Or somebody, he allow his slave to sleep with the husband, not necessarily the wife. Then the one who will own the slave, some they say the one who owned the slave is the one who own, let's say the slave, she slept with the man and she have a baby from him. Who is the one who's going to own the slave, or the baby slave now, the one who belonged to him? Here they are saying, some they say they make it for the women or the mother. The fact, it is false, because the prophet, he says the baby belonged to the bed. So the one who owned the bed is the one who owned the new baby slave. This is what they are talking in that page. So they have rules of exchanging vagina. You take my slave, I take your slave. And actually the Quran made it so clear that a Muslim man, he can practice prostitution, he can open a business as a pimp. And the Quran says, force them not to do prostitution if they choose chastity. So if they choose chastity, don't force them, but if you force them, it's okay. Do you see it? Force them not to do prostitution if they choose chastity. And if they choose not chastity, the business is good. But even if you force them, it's okay. Anyway, I think we have a good time today. I hope you guys did like this new software. We'll do some more adjustment to see how we can make it look better, and we will go from there. Any other question before we finish for today? If you are new, don't forget to subscribe so you can receive the notification. And we encourage all the Muslims to bring even the wife they exchange. Yeah, I know. And they have like marriage, like one-day marriage, muta marriage, friend marriage. They call it marriage, all of it, but it's all of us. We knew that this is just sex. Even marriage in Islam is sex. Where Muhammad killed Safiya. Will ask me next time, next time we go live, ask me to show the reference, and we will, we will go from there. It's time to go. Taqiyya is a Muslim lying. A Muslim is allowed to lie to non-Muslims. This is what taqiyya is. Chapter 3, verse number 28. So a Muslim, he can swear by Allah. He can literally swear by Allah, denying anything you say to him. Like you say to him, does it say in the Quran, beat your wife? He will say, I swear by Allah, this is not true. He swear by Allah that this is not true. So he's lying, isn't it? This is a sin. The Muslim, they say, yes, it's a sin, but he is allowed to do it because this is a special case. He is doing taqiyya, protection to the religion, protection to his belief. So a Muslim is allowed to lie to you in order to convince you of Islam. This is what taqiyya is. This is what taqiyya is. Is the video still coming? All right. Even here it says that a Muslim, he can speak to them, you can speak to the Christians or Jews or whatever friendly, but in your heart you should hate them. Read what it says in the front of your eyes here. A Muslim, he cannot take non-Muslims as a friends. So if a Muslim, he says to you he's your friend, he's lying. For chapter 5 verse 51, and there's many verses says you cannot take Christian and Jews as a friend. So a Muslim, he cannot take a Christian or a Jew as a friend. And if you try to be mightly and honorable with them, which means try to be sincere, like you take them seriously as a friends, you mean it. If you do that, you are not a Muslim no more. You have no honor, which means Muslim can rape your wife, they can kill you, you are apostate. By taking the hypocrite and disbelievers as a friends, he has no connection with Allah, he has no honor, no mercy, no protection. Muslim can kill you, can rape you, can take your money from Allah. All of this because you took a Christian as a friend and you mean it. Yet, but guard yourself against them. So here now we have exception. If you are saying it to guard yourself from them, save yourself from them, take it as a weird security, saving yourself from them by speaking in a friendly way toward them with, while your heart is like this. Do you see it? So a Muslim, he can speak to you in a friendly way, but in his heart he hates you to death. This is the only time he's allowed to call you a friend, if you don't mean it. If he don't mean it. If he is lying, in his heart he hates you, he can call you a friend. If he mean it, he is not Muslim no more, he is apostate. And as you see, we are showing a reference here. This is the Quran, chapter 3 verse number 28, and this is the cousin of Muhammad himself explained the Quran. This is what taqiyya is to lie officially. And actually even Muhammad, he says, even in normal life, a Muslim man, he can lie to his wife, and the wife can she lie to her husband. It's legal. It's not sin in Islam if a man, he lied to his wife. So here you see that the relationship in Islam is based on lies. Satanic cult. If a Muslim man, he cannot be honest with his wife, he will be honest with who? The woman she sleep in his bed, she eat from his dish, he have sex with, he have baby from her. He will be honest when? This is why you see those stupid women who marry a Muslim, they are stupid because they just married a liar. Literally. Can you show us the hadith from Bukhari Muslim where Muslim Muhammad killed the family of Safiya? Oh, you insist, huh? Okay, that's fine, the hadith. Just for you. All right, let's show the hadith. This is a hadith here. Look at this one here. Ah, we can't find it in English. So let us see for something we can find in English. See, I need to find out how I can switch to Google. I need to create a new scene, you know, in the setup. Later I will do it. So next time we go live, we can show Google browser. Right now we are stuck with this browser. Let's see. All right, let me, I will, if I could not find it in English, I will post a link in Arabic, and you guys, you use Google Translation, because I am unable until now to find it in English. Let us see again, I will try again. Yeah, we are having difficulty to find it in Arabic. Let us see. Cannot find in English. This is the difficulty always you will find when you speak to people who don't speak Arabic, because you need to find them something can work with them. Let us see this one. Maybe this one we will find it. Maybe. Huh. Let us see. Let us see. No. No. All right. Well, you know what? What I'm going to do, I'm going to post the link in Arabic. Until now, we could not find it. But I remember we found it in this page before. But I'm not sure why we cannot find it now. Let me give you. This is the book of Asira. It's in Arabic. And you can use Google translation, and it says here that a man, his name is Abu Ayyub, he was guarding Muhammad's tent while he was raping Safiya. Muhammad, he went out of the tent and he found Abu Ayyub, you know, like guarding the tent. He said to him, "What are you doing here?" He said, "I was afraid that you killed this woman husband and father and her people, so I was afraid from her, she might kill you. But looked like this woman, she was a potato, she was a coward, and she did not do any harm to Muhammad." Here we go. This is the link I just posted. You can use Google translation, as I told you. And we're still trying to look for it in Arabic. In English, I mean. Still I cannot find it. Yeah. We hear background sound in your end. Do you hear the fan? Is that what you hear? What do you hear exactly? Maybe the fan? Let us see. What about now? Is better now? How is my sound, guys? Is it bad? Is it there's a noise? Let me try. I will put my headset here. Ah, okay. I see. All right. Well, we will see next time. I will try to see how we can make the sound of the microphone is less less noisy. We will try. Anyway, guys, I think we have enough for today. I don't know if you like the software or not. Leave your comment. Let me know. If you think the other one is better, we will try to switch back. This is just a trial, and we are trying it, and we will see where we'll go. All right? So I want to say thank you for being here, and we will not play music or no introduction, no intro. We are just testing the software, and we will see. And I will listen to it later to see where it was good, where it was bad, and to check out how clear the screen was. There is some options in this software is good, like to take calls are easier, and to put comments in the screen. But there is some negative, I can't tell. We will see. Alright guys, I want to say thank you. The fan and the mouse click. Really, you hear the click? Okay, you hear the click. Interesting. We will see how we can suppress the sound. Until we see you soon again, thank you very much. Take care. God bless you.